Welcome to Module 6. In this module, we will learn how to use your interactions with school staff, parents, and the wider community to promote and encourage gender equality. The interactions in your classroom extend to the wider school community and to the children's home environments. You can help inform families and communities by modeling anti-bias approach and providing information about the effects of gender bias. Let's look at how we can use our interactions with school staff, parents, and the wider community to promote and encourage gender equality. We will explore two strategies you can use with the help of Teacher Sihle and Teacher Kosi. Strategy 1. Promote gender equality and model anti-bias approach in your interactions with other adults. You can promote gender equality and model an anti-bias approach in your interactions with other adults by respectfully addressing the norms and beliefs that reinforce gender stereotypes. Raise awareness of the persistence of gender stereotyping in school systems and how it affects learners and community at large. Use occasions like school open days and parent meetings. Recognize that gender issues may feel uncomfortable for some teachers, school staff, parents, and community members. Be ready to answer their questions and respond to their concerns. Identify common goals for how learning environments should be for all children, such as safety is something I think we can agree is important for every child here. Kindness and respect are two values that we help every child learn and demonstrate. Creating a more positive learning environment helps every child to be more successful. Strategy number 2. Help parents to support their child's holistic development. Gently help parents understand how their own gender stereotypes negatively affect children's learning and what they are able to achieve. Reinforce with them that children learn and develop optimally when they participate in a variety of learning and play activities. When they feel safe and supported, and when they receive encouragement to try different things and interact with others and to learn which behavior is acceptable and which is not. Discuss with parents how traditional ideas about gender roles may prevent children from engaging in certain activities, play behavior, or taking on different roles in group settings. That is one reason why children should be exposed and encouraged to a variety of play and interactions with peers, regardless of their sex. Make your gender-responsive pedagogy clear to parents and highlight how this benefits their children. For example, you can say, as your child's teacher, I want to influence how children will think of themselves and what they will be able to do with their lives as adults. I don't want gender stereotypes to stand in their way from achieving their dreams and potential. Make conscious efforts to involve male caregivers in the development of their children where possible. For example, raise awareness that male caregivers' contribution to learning through play adds value to the development of their children. Be aware that male caregivers need to check with a primary caregiver to schedule time with their child. To support parents and other caregivers to promote gender equality to benefit their child's development at home, you can give them some tips. Let's take a closer look at tips that Teacher Sihle has been given to parents and caregivers. Encourage your child to express themselves and make personal choices. Encourage your child to engage in different kinds of play activities. Encourage your child to express their emotions. Allow your child to like different colors, toys, and clothes, regardless of their sex. Seek out good role models of different sexes in the life of your child. Be a role model by showing how to deal with conflict without violence or aggression. In your own home, model how chores and caring work can be done by everyone, regardless of their sex. Seek tradespeople, such as taxi drivers, business owners, or mechanics, and let your child watch them work. Give equal opportunities to every child, regardless of their sex. Give equal chores to children, regardless of their sex. Treat children of different sexes with the same gentleness and firmness. Do not allow teasing, bullying, and violence. Parents may have concerns about gender diversity. Here are some questions that parents might have and how you might respond. Why should children learn about gender in educational settings? Education settings are places where children are taught to respect one another and to learn to work together regardless of their differences. Learning about gender diversity is part of that work. Children today are growing up in the world that is increasingly recognizing the diversity of gender. However, when children do not conform to the typical cultural gender expectations, they can face opposition from their peers and adults, including teasing, bullying, and violence. Creating a more tolerant, inclusive, and accepting learning environment teaches all children to recognize and resist stereotypes. It is important to teach children to stand up for others, to resist bullying, and to work together despite differences. Are children not too young to learn about gender? Children are already learning about it. Messages about gender are everywhere, and children receive many messages about rules for boys and girls, as well as the consequences for violating them. By learning about the diversity of gender, children have an opportunity to explore a greater range of interests, ideas, and activities. For all children, the pressure of doing gender correctly is greatly reduced, creating more space for them to discover new talents and interests. Does a person's gender determine their sexuality? For example, if a boy likes to wear dresses, does this mean he is sexually attracted to other boys? When we discuss gender, we talk about what people like to wear, the activities they engage in, and how they feel about themselves. This is not sexuality. Gender is personal, how we see ourselves, while sexual orientation is interpersonal, who we are physically, emotionally, and or romantically attracted to. If boys act like girls and girls act like boys, does that mean they are transgender? Many young children don't conform to the cultural gender expectations. In other words, a male child may not behave in all the ways his society has come to expect of boy children, or a female child may not behave in all the ways a society has come to expect of girls. This includes a range of behaviors, such as boys playing with dolls or wearing dresses, or girls who adopt boys' names. This is referred to as gender non-conforming behavior. These behaviors are common and do not mean that a child is necessarily transgender. Transgender means that a child of a certain sex does not identify with the usual associated gender. For example, a child of the male sex not identifying with being a boy. Encourage parents to assist family members in supporting their child's gender development by addressing their concerns and then helping them assess the kind of help they need to be the best supports for their child. By asking the family to think through what they hope for their child, you orient them away from fear and toward a more expansive and caring vision for their child. Some examples of questions you can ask family members to help them support their child's gender development is: what do you like about your child? What excites you about your child? When do you see your child experiencing joy? What worries you about your child experiencing gender if you are concerned? What are some of the ways you can address these concerns? What support do you need to address these concerns? What are your hopes for your child, short-term and long-term? What are your hopes for your relationship with your child? Children observe interactions between adults, and what they see and hear influences what they believe about the world and about themselves. Thank you for joining us on this journey towards promoting and encouraging gender equality through our interactions with school staff, parents, and the wider community. Together, we have explored the power we hold in creating meaningful change for an inclusive environment. Remember, our collective efforts can shape a brighter tomorrow for generations to come.